sense. So next topic is about Facebook putting Instagram for kids on hold after pushback. This is basically about the issue that we kind of stepped on a little bit last week about how Facebook essentially was exposed that they did research on the idea of how Instagram and Facebook actually is manipulative to the development of children, and how it actually hinders their thinking and what their thought process and how they view themselves, their self-esteem and stuff like that. But they sort of they buried that idea. They didn't expose it, but it came out, and now because of that, they feel like they should probably put this Instagram for kids on hold. They had Facebook Messenger back in 2018, and they were told to put that on hold because they just had issues anyway. People spying on information, taking that information, finding out that that your information wasn't as secure as it was after the 2016 elections. Once they realized that happened, so like they already got pushback on creating these kids apps, but they they're going into it deeper with this Instagram because Instagram is the real one. Like that's the one that will suck you in for hours. Like Facebook does it, but Instagram does it a lot better. It's
Instagram
like efficient.
is memeville, man. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Instagram is Stockville.
That's I was actually about to say that.
You actually scroll. You like, hold on, wait a second. Where this ass coming from?
And that's what I was about to say. That's the reason why it's not good for kids, man. Because our children actually have, from the irresponsibility of adults. Our kids have gained access to these things to see what the culture is like. And then, you think about what Instagram has enabled. It's enabled the whole like status apparatus culture, right? Where, it's perceived that, when people try to live their lives or base their own, life, their progression, the regression, whatever the case is, off of what they see on these things. And like you said, we've seen studies about how social media has affected people in such a way where it's really starting to change, on a real level, starting to change how people think. So you give something like that to a child where they're already they're in like that alpha state where their mind is like developing, and they give them the same type of issues that adults can't even handle. It's just not even a good idea. I think that these things, I feel like they come from a place of someone trying to stretch the company to a place where they're able to make more money. That's how I always think of it. It's like if you think about if you're able to tap into the kids market, there's no telling what type of stuff they can get from that, ads and stuff they can sell and stuff like that. But I think it's too much of a moral issue. Like you should not be in some of the free range parents out there may feel otherwise, but I feel like that's stupid anyway. But kids should not have access. Just at the end of the day, children should not have access to the same things that adults have access to. And if adults are already having issues with this thing, what do you think is going to happen with children?
There's no way the kids need to have kids Instagram for kids. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's dumb. It's dumb as all bricks. It's dumb as all bricks. I mean, I just don't get. It just physically doesn't make any sense.
Man,
I mean,
we already see
what the belief is. The belief is what the belief is versus what actuality is. Because the belief is that kids are already on Facebook. They're already on Instagram. If they could build a kid's version of it and let the parents control it, then they can have more say over what the kids do on there and what they, censorship and stuff like that. But it's the parents that's putting them on the original Instagram.
But the parents aren't going to control it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. They're not going to control it.
They're not going to control it. They're like, well, what we're going to do is we're going to stop the kids because the parents going to have to get permission. Okay, please. A kid's just going to fake like he's older. Yeah, he's going to go on the app, turn it on, and that's that.
Bro, how you think we was playing those video games?
Thank you.
Younger, that we are everybody say. Of course, it's going to say. See, the thing when they say the whole is supposed to be mature 18 plus. That's just for to cover the company's ass. You know what I mean? Like they know the children will get access to this stuff, man. My brother said that his son, this is the reason why this stuff is bad. He was like, I remember we had to talk. He was like, man, he had to really take the phone, like shut all that stuff down with the kids. They was on the hub. And I'm You know that so you think about like on just with the whole instant again with the culture is right. We already see this. I already go through my feed and sometimes see disturbing videos of little girls trying to twerk. Now you give them their own platform to do something like that. That's ridiculous.
Exactly. In your feed, I just watched that a second ago here in Panera.
right.
I'm literally on camera watching a little girl twerk. What you talking about? Your feet? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can't stop.
So my thing is this, if I get it, you want to try to do something for kids or whatever the case is, I understand it conceptually, but they're not really thinking this all the way through. You're already giving kids are already gonna look at this and try to mimic their lives on what they see. Let's say another kid takes a picture and thinks they're a super fly, whatever the case is. Another kid's gonna feel bad because they don't have that lifestyle or perceive that perceived lifestyle. That's already happening with Instagram to grown adults. Imagine giving this information to kids. It's a horrible idea, and they're right to pull it. They need to just go ahead and pull it because it doesn't. It's not. It's. I understand, Facebook's whole thing. If they're the social media and they made this, but they just need to let it go. They just need to let it go.
If they really want to protect the children, they would make it more of a harder requirement to get access to Facebook and Instagram. Like require ID or some shit. Like you gotta have you gotta be vetted.
You gotta be over 18.
Like some true verification though. Because right now it's already you gotta be over 13, over whatever. You just say okay. Get sent to your email. It's okay. It's whatever, verified. But like, if you really wanted to make it a place for adults, you would have to verify adults, and they don't
put your social in. And if your your social is under the age is under 13, you can't get on it.
And then that's when you're talking about the government stepping in, man. We ain't doing that.
The government's already stepping in with Facebook, but that's a different topic.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a different topic.
They're gonna have to get regulated, and then the money will get lost. So they want to keep the money. So that's the problem.
They want to keep the money. Yeah.